Hello runners, this is Coach Bala here. Hope you guys are doing well. Saturday of the second week of season 14 for our summer runners and walkers. What a important milestone this is. This is when I'm assuming your warm-up is slowly coming to an end. You all have an idea about who your coaches are. Those of you in the pro program, you know who your coaches are. You've connected with him or her, even through Funnel Search as well as in WhatsApp, in his or her WhatsApp cohort, as well as if you're interested, you could have also joined the Runners High, the overall WhatsApp group where all of us are here. All of us are there time to time sharing some relevant information. By now, you're also comfortable with your watches, comfortable with your shoes, and just getting ready. And I saw the sort of the pulse survey I had set up in the WhatsApp group, and I got some wonderful sense. I think most of you are getting nicely started. Glad that the season is started. Some of you are still getting started. In fact, that's why we have the warm-up week. The idea of warm-up week is, to get into a running program. Whether you are a return runner or a new runner, it is exactly the same. It takes some mental, physical, emotional, planning that needs to happen so that you can get into a rhythm. It's all about getting into a rhythm, folks. So let's focus on that. So I have three messages that I wanted to give you today. And I know that last weekend I could not give you a message. Anyway, it was a warm-up week. And I know all of you are getting started. So I had sent the video of our last marathon vacations. I thought that's a good time for you to just enjoy what RHWB culture is all about. But what I wanted to say today is three things. First one is recognize that this is a summer season training. It's a very different training than a winter season training. I know this is specifically for relatively new return runners, folks who have started last season or even the season before, even though that was a summer. Running in summer is a difficult exercise. The reason being, as you run, your body starts picking up heat. And when it is hot and humid outside, the dissipation of that heat doesn't take place properly, or when it takes place, it leaves behind a massive side impact. How does a body cool itself? It starts sweating a lot. Sweat is the way our body controls our temperature. So when you're running, and because it's hot and humid outside, you sweat a lot. And as a result, there is a tremendous amount of dehydration and salt imbalances that starts taking place inside your body when you run in summer. In addition to that, because your body temperature also is higher, your heart is working even more than what it is normally required, all other things equal, to sort of pump the blood in all places, create the sweat, remove the heat, manage the heat, etc. So the heart rate is also elevated. Or in other words, you are, even when all things same, when you do the same run that you run in winter versus summer, you will have at least 10 to 20% more discomfort to your body. You're giving body that 10 to 20% discomfort. And why that is important is we don't want your body to be trained under discomfort, because when you do that, then body is in a state of shock and there is no training impact. You are only just crushing the body. Yeah, we don't want that because this is a structured training program. So the only way to get around that is one, reduce your running speed by 20% so that it doesn't appear that all this extra heart rate and everything is sort of managed. So if you're a return runner, you're used to running, let's say 12 minutes a mile, just try to do 13 minutes a mile or walk in between. Do these things till your body gets used to it. Secondly, make sure you're not only focused on hydration, but you're also focused on salt imbalance, because water going out, you can replenish, but if already a lot of salt has gone out of your body and then you're replenishing it with a lot of water, then the dilution is further going on. In the salt, dilution is even more in your body, which is even more problematic than if you haven't had any water at all. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important that you also do salt. Gatorades, salt tablets, Noon tablets, NUUN. These are all things you should begin to start using on a regular basis. Ask your coach. We'll also talk a little bit more. But that's the foundation on the summer training overall. Reduce your pace, walk in between, ensure that you not only focus on hydration, but you're focusing on hydration and chemical balance, electrolyte balance. Now comes the second message. At this point, as you begin your season, starting Monday, an exciting time. Congratulations for all of you and all the very best. If you ask us, now almost 2,600 runners have gone through our program. All shapes and sizes and starting points and stories and age, sex, everything. We have seen pretty much the entire gamut. And we have developed a very clear early signs of successful, not just runners, successful human beings at RHWB who knows how to take on big ticket items, work through in a structured way, solve for it, enjoy the successes, not only theirs, but also others' successes, and also learn from failures. That's, if you remember, that's what an amazing human being at RHWB that we strive to do, go for. And we can see, even in the first 2-3 weeks, we can see whether a runner will join that elite category of just running and fitness and giving becomes just a thing, just becomes ingrained in their system. And what we see is our first pillar, commitment. And the first 3 weeks of your regular training season starting Monday is when that test begins. Our analysis shows that if you cross the first meso, that is the first 3 weeks, people who cross the first 3 weeks, they cross, a large portion of them cross the finish line of that particular season. What I would say though is, when I look at runners the first 3 weeks, what we would like to see is a commitment. Forget about the race, forget about the larger path, everything. You are simply committed to your own health by just hunkering down, putting this as the top priority in your life, just getting it done, being on top of the schedule, being on top of the message that we are providing, the coaches are providing, communicating with your coaches how you're feeling, what you're experiencing, going through your final surge, reading the instructions, and just following the instructions and asking questions and creating that relationship with your coach, with your cohort, with me, with everybody else. This is what commitment looks like. And it is quite simple. You don't have to plan for anything. All you need to have is a mental decision that I am going to be committed to my own health, period. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm simply going to follow the instructions to the T and just enjoy the camaraderie and partnership that RHWB is providing. And maybe later on, I can start giving back. Keep that mindset in place. When you have that mindset in place, the first 3 weeks will take care of itself. And this first 3 weeks, once it's taken care of itself, it will take care of the rest of the journey. That's the magic sauce I want to tell you. And then finally, third message. As you begin the regular season starting Monday, I am giving all of you a 21-day challenge. Any big habit, whether you are a return runner or a new runner, a habit of getting back into the season is the same. For you to get into any habit that makes the same thing a lot easier, that's what is a habit. You don't have to do anything bespoke. You're just there, and that's your morning. In the morning, you wake up, you brush your teeth. That's your habit. It's not as if you're thinking when you're brushing your teeth, oh my God, I'm making an effort. That's the same thing that's going to happen for running. You get up in the morning, whatever time, look at the final surge, you know what you need to do, just go and get it done because that's your number one priority and you don't even think about it. That is where we need to get to. And that is habit. And the way to get into habit is a 21-day challenge I'm giving you, which is on Monday, where all you do is focus on not missing a single activity for 21 days. That's it. I'm not talking about the quality of the activity, simply the quantity of the activity. If we ask you to do a mile run, you go there and you're only able to do a jog for half a mile and you say, you know what, I'm going to just walk out the last half mile. That is good too. There could be some other days where you're getting up, going there, and literally after 0.5 mile, you don't feel like it. You're saying goodbye, that's all I can do, and come back. That is fine too. All I'm asking is in a thought process to put on your shoes, go and start your activity. That defines the 21-day challenge. You do this without fear. You and your life trajectory and your health trajectory will continue to improve and will go in different zone altogether. So that's my challenge for you. Let's see how you're able to execute on that. So in summary, folks, 3 items. Summer, very special, different type of training. Focus on not only reducing your pace by say 10 to 20% and effort by 20%, also focus on water and electrolyte balance. Very important to sustain a good activity in summer. We'll talk more about it on summer training. Number 2, congratulations for finishing the warm-up week tomorrow. And we are starting the regular season. One thing you all should focus on is commitment. Commitment to your own health, commitment to becoming that amazing human being at RHWB. And the way to do that is simply focusing and hunkering down on the first 21 days, the habit forming 21 days that you will do, making a decision that this is your number one priority. You do that, we are off to the races, pun intended. Thank you, folks. All the very best.